Hey yo, make sure y'all check that new video on YouTube by the society. It's called Parliament. You heard? And it's all type of cities and states on this track repping. Leave a comment, tell them Z-Man sent you. Broadcasted live from New York City. It's the hottest channel on these YouTube streets. The best jail stories and hood stories are here. Make sure you subscribe today. LAZ. You were saying it's a new law that was passed recently?
Yes, there's currently 6 new laws that's passed recently. One is for habitual offenders. Majority of them address the habitual offenders. There's actually 3 penal code laws, and the good thing about penal code is that any state law, federal law overrides any state law. So that's the SB 81. We've got our penal code 1170-01. We've also got our Racial Justice Act. This is an act. So if someone used testimony against you and you weren't able to properly cross-examine your witness, that's one that you can use that will help you get resentencing. So this is for incarcerated individuals currently. We're doing exonerations. Our pleadings are for exonerations and case resentencing with the same resentence judge or another judge. Just depends on how long you've been there. So these are for prisoners that have done at least 4 years in prison. We also have that also goes with the 14th Amendment with the Racial Justice Act of 745. So if you're currently incarcerated, you have the federal law for Proposition 47 and 64, which are for habitual offenders. This applies to the RICO law. So if you were tried under RICO law, under murder, robbery, drugs, or gun possession, this would allow you to be resentenced. As well as if you were tried in a first-degree murder and you were convicted of first-degree or second-degree murder, following your trial or you accepted charges such as a plea offer, you'll be eligible for exoneration and sentence reduction under the felony. This is another act, the Felony Resentencing Act and SB 81. Now, we also have gang sentencing penal law. So if they say you were gang affiliated and, most of these would be our USP inmates. They were gang affiliated and they would say that you were a, what they call it, captain or, a top commander on that. You know how they do that hierarchy? Mm-hmm. If they said you were on that gang sentencing penal law will allow you to go in and say, hey, no, I was not, a top tier gang member, and this is why I was given so many years. I need this to be resentenced. So let me just kind of go over all the laws again, because it's a lot in one. So I kind of want to just go break it down. We have the gang sentencing law. We have the Act for Racial Injustice. We have the SB 1437. That's also saying, we need to be exonerated because the sentences were too long, and a lot of the testimony was done by snitches. Or the police did not, there were corruption in the police testimony, or it could be in the prosecutor's testimony, or it could be in your defense attorney. He did not give you enough discovery on your evidence. He just made you, go ahead and take a plea rather than really fighting your case correctly, just because you were a habitual offender. They used your old charges against you on your new charges. Let's see, there's a few. It's better that you speak with me one-on-one. I can tell you how they become accustomed to your case, and I also have a free PowerPoint presentation that we can go over, and I can say, okay, this will go with your case, and I see this in your discovery. Once you give me your discovery, excuse me, once you give me your discovery, we can then decipher how these laws work with you. But if you are incarcerated more than 4 years, you qualify. That can just give you a roundabout who qualifies. That's it.
That's heavy business and heavy news that a lot of people is going to be happy to hear about.
Yes, that's our goal. We're trying to get people home. I have a 16-page pleading. I have nothing but U.S. state case laws, plus these new laws. I also have our constitutional laws all in my pleading. So there's no argument. We're just sending it strictly to your resentencing judge, as well as we're sending it to the State Department of Justice. That'll be the California or wherever state you're in, Department of Justice. And that's that. We're asking for resentencing, or we're asking for exoneration, or if you currently have a case, we're asking for motions to dismiss. I have 19 years experience dealing with case law. This is what I do, and my target audience is habitual offenders. As far as pricing for my 16 plea motion to dismiss and resentencing, I charge $300.
And how did you first get into law?
I went to school. I was helping my brother. Actually, he was incarcerated for a whole year. My mother paid almost $10,000 for an attorney. He had no bond, just sitting. And I started looking up motions, started looking up case laws. And I was able to get all his testimony. I was able to dismiss all his testimony from the police and what the DA had. Then I filed a motion to dismiss straight to his judge. And next thing you know, he was given a bond, an ROR bond, and he was able to come home, but just for a whole year in Pennsylvania, just sitting. And my mother paid someone. I just thought that was just, I just felt so bad about her beckoning and calling. So then from there, I went to school at Shaw. Went to 1 year at NCC Central. Then I finished up at Seton Hall in New Jersey. I've got plenty of testimonials. I'm easy to reach. I have an assistant that I work with, so I can't get bombarded, because what I can't do, she can do. We have plenty testimonials for gun charges, larceny, the felonious manslaughter, the felonious, high crime charges. That's what we like to do. DUIs, obstruction of justice.
They need this type of information. They need this type of hope. I got a couple of people on the channel right now that got illegal sentences. They gave them life. I know a dude right now, they gave them life. He been sitting in the penitentiary since he was 17 years old, and he's 60 something. You feel what I'm saying? And I was telling him there's no way in the world they should be able to give you that much time from an adolescent.
Right. That's why these laws are here, because they base these sentences off of your juvenile history, and that was wrong. They did us wrong with that.
Yeah, and it really probably affects majority of people of color.
Exactly.
But are you hearing about people that's currently coming home off these new laws?
They just signed this January 1st. So just know that. But it's federal. At the end of the day, it came from the DOJ, U.S. DOJ. But yeah, it's understand that it just came into place January 1st. But I know how to use them with the exact laws, and I know how to tailor them to what your crimes were. I go down that's why I asked for discovery. I go down each and every single factor that the prosecutor had, and the indictment. I forgot one big thing. I'm sorry. Also, because of the racial equality, if you had like 6 jurors that indicted you, and they weren't of your peers, they were 40-year-old, 50-year-old white men and women that know nothing about hip-hop. Let's just go there, okay? They know nothing about the black culture. But they say you were smoking weed and you were selling weed, and whatever the police said, they just went along with it. It should have been a biased jury in the beginning. It should have been Hispanics, Japanese, those between the ages of 25 that were in your age bracket. Let's say you got your charge, you was 18. So somebody on that jury should have been between 18 and 23. You get what I'm saying? Because they are in your nationality, your culture, and your age genre. So that's why these laws are important too, because they were just putting they had 60-year-old people on jury trials, 6 and 12 people that live in the hicks of the mountains. You know what I mean? They don't know anything about urban culture. Am I speaking facts? Fact check me.
Straight facts.
Fact check me. Look at my testimonials. You know what I mean? I'm here to help people. I know that these mothers need, these single mothers need these daddies home. These girls are just, look at this. You know, this hands on your knees. You know that girl. Everybody, that's these young girl, teenage girls' models. These girls having babies at 13 years old. Why ain't no daddies in the house? Yes or no?
Well, facts.
So that's my mission. That's my mission. That's my passion. This is why I'm here. I can do it. God blessed me with the knowledge. I've been to the best schools. I had the best training, and I have a whole team. All my NCC alumni, what I don't know, they know. But we've been doing this so long. You know what we're doing? It's just recycling the real. And now we have 6 laws that we can put in bold. Your Honor, look it up yourself, sir. You got Google. Let's do this. This now is gone. This robbery is gone. Well, this robbery has to be reduced to because they were doing it by Class A, Class B, Class C felons, Class 3, Class in Illinois it's Class 3 and Class 4. So what makes it a 3 or 4 when nobody got hurt? There was no injury. What makes it a 3 or 4? Am I making sense?
Yep.
So let's talk about it. I have free consultations. They can make they can click my link and put their information in, and to schedule a free consultation with me after 3 o'clock as usual, when I'm able to talk to people. And then email me over your discovery, and we go from there. My Instagram is Dividend Queen. You've been thank you so much for reposting my content, because I'm trying to help people.
And that's the best way to contact you, on Instagram?
Yes, Instagram Dividend Queen, because that way I can answer right then and there, and I can follow up with you. You get what I mean? That's the best way, honestly. Even if they just need a consultation, I don't have to be the one to do it for them. I just want to provide them with the law. You understand what I'm saying?
That's big business, man. You're a very real individual for that.
Thank you. And I can explain it. That's the main thing. Everybody can't explain it. Penal Code 1109, Penal Code Reform 654. I want y'all to know these, learn these. Y'all got Google, y'all can use it.
So you said once you did that case for your brother, you just realized that you had a knack for law, and then you went in?
Yeah. I went right to school. Plus, my first year, Willie E. Gary, he's like a major attorney that went to Shaw University. They did the movie about him. The first year of your law school, he paid for it, so why not? I wasn't doing nothing else.
And how old was you when you went to law school?
21.
You were still young.
Yeah. I just finished everything in the last 2 years. I've been practicing the last 2. But I worked for nothing but Park Avenue attorneys. I've worked for, civil rights attorneys. Corey Kupfer, you can fact check him. I worked for Raw Goddess, if y'all ever heard of her. She been on TED TV. Those are my bosses for years. So I was doing the work. I was a law clerk more than an actual lawyer. I just actually got past the bar and everything in New Jersey and Seton Hall after COVID. But I was doing the work. I've been an activist since. We got issues was our group from Raw Goddess. If y'all Google her, Google these people, y'all. Willie E. Gary, Raw Goddess. Willie H. Harding. He's out of Charlotte. We all out of Charlotte. He's part of our, little network. We have a lawyer network here because we're small in Charlotte. Who else I worked with? Name it, I've done it. But this is what I do. Corey Kupfer, Raw Goddess. Those are the main people I work for. I worked for Raw Goddess for almost 10 years. Yeah. So that's that. Just be praying for me, because this mission, they try to mute me as well. But I'm not gonna stop.
What you mean they tried to mute you?
Like on TikTok, they took all my sound out when I was trying to explain the law to people. But we shall overcome, y'all, for real now. We finna walk brothers out of there. They can't deny it. Y'all made the law, so apply it. If not, guess what? These judges gonna have to stand down.
And every other week on the news is a different black dude coming home from being exonerated after doing 20, 30 years and all of that. It's errors in that system that need to be corrected.
Yeah. All right, my darling. We'll be in touch, okay? I appreciate you so much.
My name is FARRAH Mitchell. I'm an attorney with Mitchell Law Firm. I specialize in habitual offenders, expungements, also in working with criminal defense and those who are currently arrested. We currently have 6 new penal laws that are in place, as well as some California state laws to help get exonerations, shorter sentences and resentencing from the judge, as well as they help if you currently have an open case. I do have a great PowerPoint presentation that breaks it down. Some of the laws are the Racial Equality Act. We have the Penal Code. Give me one moment. Let me get them in front of me. The Penal Code 1170, and that's for resentencing for those who are currently incarcerated. Let's see. We also have the Racial Justice Act of 745. That's a new act that they got in place. If you were using social media and they use that in your case, or if someone that was accomplished with you used their testimony and you weren't able to cross-examine your witness for their testimony because, of course, they want to get a plea deal, that's also will allow you to get this case. Let's see.